This country, under this APC regime, came to become the poverty capital of the world. It became the place where the minimum wage became the miserable wage for workers.
But if you think about Nigeria itself, it's an open prison.
I just don't see myself as a politician. I see myself more as a political activist who struggled for a better Nigeria for a long time.
Live from the heart of Victoria Island, you're listening to your number one station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, Lagos, welcome back. Still the Morning Crossfire right here at 99.3 Nigeria Info. We ended on a heated note. I know. But it is what it is. I have one of the presidential candidates here. He is our guest this morning on the Crossfire, so he will tell us why his fellow presidential candidates were not part of the End Bad Governance protest, apart from maybe tweeting about it and all that. He's a political activist. He's a political activist who's used the Revolution Now march or protests on Monday, August 5, 2019, to raise alarm on insecurity and bad governance in Nigeria under the Buhari government. He's a founder of Sahara Reporters, which is seen to be Africa's WikiLeaks, which was launched in 2006 as an online community of international reporters, social advocates dedicated to bringing you commentaries, features, news reports from a Nigerian and African perspective. He's also a fellow ex-convict. Sorry to use that word, but it's on a lighter note. Omoyele Sowore, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Very well, thank you. Ever since I got some little jail time for a few hours, by the police. This time I see somebody who's been in behind bars. I call them ex-convict. That's why I call you that. Okay. Before we go to the aftermath, because we're talking about what next after the hardship protest. We're making a point to having a debate right here on radio when we're going through today's papers that Nigerians didn't see their presidential candidates, their opposition presidential candidates, opposition politicians, those who got elected on the ticket of opposition parties to National Assembly, to State House of Assembly and all that, didn't see them on the front lines with the people. Do you think there's anything to that kind of argument? That's my position. That's my feeling. Do you think there's anything to that sort of positional argument? What are your thoughts, Jerry?
Yes, a lot of Nigerian politicians are cyclical in nature. When I mean cyclical, is that they wait for election cycles to get in the ring, and when they win or lose, they disappear from the people. That is the reason why the people suffer greatly in these times when the representative you elect, either to the executive, the legislative system, who then appoint people to the judicial sector, disappear from you as soon as they get their own part of the national cake. This is part of the problem of Nigeria, and this is what has enabled and strengthened bad governance in the country. And I've spoken a lot about this, that it is the reason why I find it difficult to be associated with politics as people describe them in Nigeria. I just don't see myself as a politician. I see myself more as a political activist who have done this, struggle for a better Nigeria for a long time. But that's how politicians in Nigeria, they are mostly interested in things that are very convenient to do. And whenever it is time for election, you see them, they put on their best dresses, they put up their best behavior. They even talk, but when it comes to walking the walk, then you can't find them.
All right, interesting. For those of you listening, we want your thoughts on this, including what we said before we ended the paper review. You can call 0201 277 0993, 0201 277 1993. We have a female line, 0201 465 7190. I'll take it slowly. 0201 01 277 0993 0201 277 0993, and our female line 0201 465 7190. Take your WhatsApp messages only at the WhatsApp number 080 95 97 5805 080 95 97 5805. Now, sure, yeah, you said okay, Nigerians should also ask questions of the politicians who didn't show up, during the end back governance process. Someone listening was saying, hey, but Shure was not there. Yeah, he wasn't around. I didn't see him on the streets as usual. So maybe it's part of those we need to question. What do you say to that?
No, being part of a protest has nothing to do most of the time with physical presence. Because as I've repeatedly stated since the protest started, I'm going to participate fully. I was back in front and middle of this protest. And it is because, first, I was not able to be on ground, having been away from Nigeria for 5 years. Haven't seen my family. And there's other obligations that I'm not saying they are more important than this, but that put me away directly from the battlefield. But it is important to understand that what we're saying here is effective teamwork. And when I mean teamwork, I do not exist as an island. We have an organization that was running this, that had done this in 2019. And it will interest you that in 2019, I was also not physically part of Revolution Now protest or revolt in Nigeria. I had been arrested 2 days before. So, but that, you couldn't have said I wasn't part of 2019. Circumstances didn't make it possible for me to be right there on the firing line, but I participated fully as well, even though I was in detention. And the same is the situation here today. I participated fully. So you can't compare me with those politicians who, like you mentioned, only either heard about it or tweeted about it after the fact. So I was front and back of this. And it should interest you that it was a globally organized event. And the world has changed now. The nature of battlefield and battlegrounds have changed to accommodate technological, digital interventions, interferences that has made it possible for people like me to be 10,000 miles away and impact greatly on a movement like you've seen in the last 10 days.
All right.
So, but whenever it is convenient, when I'm inconvenient, I will be on ground again. I've done over 200 protests in my lifetime, and in some cases I was not able to participate directly, but I've always been there.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Interesting. Will you say the protests have been successful? I mean, looking at the turnout, as the days went by, it seems fewer and fewer people turned out, especially in the major cities like Lagos and Abuja, And even yesterday, which was meant to be your 1 million man march, I don't know if you even could muster 1,000 people in Lagos, not to talk of 1 million people. So overall, what's your assessment of the success of the End Bad Governance protests in Nigeria?
When the protest was announced, which was several weeks before it did hit, who would think, going by the amount of threats, the propaganda, the smear campaign, the amount of money that was used to bribe people, who would think that there would be one day protest? And if you observe the first day, which was massive, who would think that there would be a second day after the police mauled people down the streets of Kano, Kaduna, attacked people in Abuja as if it was Third World War, and you saw subsequently what it did to people? Nobody thought this would have so much impact, as much impact as we observed, let alone 10 straight days. So what then happened was that the attacks were much. The government sent troops. We're not talking about just police now. They sent troops, after Nigerians in every city where people came out in large numbers. They organized and introduced thugs. They had death squads killing people. And where they couldn't succeed, they introduced curfew, dusk to dawn curfews across the country.
But some will argue that the curfew was meant to tackle or address the incidents of looting. We saw wanton looting in Kano, where, for instance, government facilities were looted.
It was meant to chill the protest, not to address looting. The looting they claim happened in Kano. The governor of Kano has come out openly that the legitimate protesters, never looted anywhere. It was the political arm of the APC. They even mentioned the names of these APC guys who did it in Kano. And that was where looting happened. Nobody looted on the Saturday when the police attacked a peaceful group of persons who were waving leaves and killed over 15 people in one night. So we should not even continue to promote that argument that, curfew came as a result of looting, which looting happened in Plateau State, where the person who led Plateau was a pastor. A prophet El Buba. They didn't loot anybody. They didn't need anybody to loot anywhere. Of course, no. And don't forget that they also went and obtained some backdoor court orders to prevent people from even converging where they should typically converge. So I'm just giving you a background of why you should appreciate what Nigerians did for those 10 straight days, regardless of whatever anybody might say. It was a very successful outing against all odds.
All right, he says he was successful against all odds. Before I pick the next call, we have government, making allegations of foreign interference in the end-bad governance protest. And of course, I know you've seen the waving of Russian flags. They're saying some foreign interests are trying to destabilize the country. What's your view on this?
If there was foreign interference, why would it be difficult for government to close down the embassy of the country or expel ambassadors of those countries that are interfering, which is typically what serious governments do? Why would it be that the only two people that were arrested for foreign interference was a guy who is a tailor in Kano, who has never touched a sewing machine before, according to what was eventually found out, or one of our activist colleagues named Michael, alias named Lenin, who was accused of being a Russian spy because he has an alias named Lenin. So it's ridiculous, and that is why we must end bad governance, because governance has become a joke in Nigeria.
So who are the ones who brought out, because most of those who are protesting in Kano and Kaduna may not know even what Russia is or who Russia is. Someone gave them those flags. So were the Russian flags part of your plan, Sticky Bad Movement and all the other groups that came out for the protest, or not?
You see, when people go out to revolt, they use all kinds of symbols, logo, and insignia to state clearly, it is part of protest culture, to state clearly that they are completely opposed to the status quo ante. And some of those guys who were holding Russian flags in the northern part of the country had clearly and said it openly that it's because they've lost faith in their country, Nigeria. But I think it was influenced probably likely by what is happening in their neighboring, with their neighbors in Nigeria, I think Mali, and where you have military rule, Burkina Faso, that they felt like Russia has an influence in those places. But I personally, and we as a group, did not condone any call for coup but we didn't see that big deal that somebody is waving a Russian flag, because every day you go to church on Sunday in Nigeria, you see an Israeli flag. There are prophets, pastors, and Jews who kneel down before the God of Israel with the Israeli national flag. When we go to protest, we see Palestinian flags. As they all protest paraphernalia.
But some of these protesters were calling for military to take over. If you speak Hausa, you understand.
We rejected that immediately, because we suspect that might actually be the military guys who are propping that. So, and as soon as we rejected it, you see that that particular aspect of it was muted.
Okay. So you were saying that those of you in Take It Back and other protest groups reject any military takeover.
We reject completely any attempts to introduce the military into it. We want to fight our fight. Nigeria has had some of the worst militaries in the world, and they were the ones who brought us to where we are today. Military rule. All those puppies, you see them around that. They're the ones who destroyed Nigeria, and some of them are still around. They're still in politics. Their influence in politics or the political life of Nigeria is part of the reason why there's serious bad governance today.
Like who?
The Babangidas of this world, Abacha, Abdul Salami, all of them, all the military leaders go on. And the military people are the ones who moved Nigeria. They were the ones who introduced war, fought war that killed over 5 million Igbos. The Obasanjos of this world. They did nothing for Nigeria for anybody to even wake up in the morning and think about military rule. Have you not seen them in Abuja? How they're living large while the country is ravaged.
Are you not part of the presidential candidates we saw going to consult OBJ and IBB during the election? I'm not sure I didn't see you in the picture going to kneel before.
I've never ever visited a former military ruler before in Nigeria.
Are you sure?
None. You can check. I mean, the records. I'm opposed to those guys.
Why?
I've never been to Obasanjo's house, never met him in person, never been to Babangida's house, never met them in person. I've met Abdul Salam in person because he's the chairman of the NGO that promotes peace during elections.
National Peace Committee or something like that.
Yes, but that's where, we just met by chance. And you remember when I met him and I spoke at one of the meetings, he was saying that, if you become president, are you saying all of us have to leave the country?
Okay, when you were attacking Hamza or Mustafa, one of those.
Yes. So you imagine people like Hamza Mustafa running the country, with all they did under Abacha. And have you forgotten that it's the military that went and shot and killed young people at the toll gates in the large numbers? The Nigerian military. Okay. Those are the people you want to come and take over power from where we are.
But it's I'll come back to you, because it's the Nigerians who you are calling out to protest are the ones who are saying that the soldiers should come in. Anyway, let's take a call here. We'll be right back to you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome. Your name, location, and contribution, please.
Yes, my name is Okon. I'm calling you from Ijishaga.
All right, Okon, was the protest a success as far as you're concerned?
Yes, sir. I like the way that man talk. He talk with confidence. If Nigerian Info can stop using our problem to ask us as a question, I believe everything will be okay for now.
All right.
Because coming to this government, I know, as Sandra said quickly, I've been promoting this country. Now she's not working again. She's not working the way you work. But now you come in now to ask us, use our problem to ask us questions. It's so sad. Look at how much they sell a pint of Gary for markets. Let's talk about the people first. Hello, sir.
All right, you done?
Let's talk about the people. I don't know. People don't say children.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. 99.3. Good morning. Sorry about that. We lost you there. We have Ziggy on the female line. Ziggy, good morning.
Good morning to you, Kofi. Yeah. Good morning to you, comrade.
Yeah, you're calling a female line, oh. All right, let's go. Yes. Please, next time.
All right,
female line.
Yeah. Comrade, I can tell you for free that the man you be, the protest was a success as far as I'm concerned. We have heard our voices and they heard us loud and clear. Despite all their intimidation, their propaganda, and the rest of other things, we, the people who want this country to work, will continue. It's a struggle, and we can never give up on our country. We can never give up on good governance. We can never give up on trying to build a country that will be palatable for our children. Okay? Comrades, I can tell you for free, I'm happy. I like your confidence.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, time.
I like
time is
your
gone.
composure. I like how you start for this.
More
Welcome back. We talk about the End Bad Governance protests, the anti-hardship and anti-hunger protests. We're asking after those protests, what next? What lies ahead? Our guest this morning is one of the promoters of the protests and the leader of the Take It Back movement, Omoyele Sowore, who joins us via video link. Comrade, you have to turn on your video feed so we can see you, enable your video on the Zoom. Your thoughts are welcome for those of you listening on 0201-277-0993, 0201-277-0993, 0201-277-0993. Were the protests successful? What happens after that? Female line 0201-465-7190, 0201-465-7190. You can comment on any of things our guest has said, whether you agree with him or disagree with him. Your thoughts are welcome, please. A male listener should not call the female line because it's simply strictly for the female listeners. Before we go over to the phone lines, so you've said a lot of things, Sowore. What happens now? Would you say the protest achieved anything? What did it achieve over the 10 days? What exactly did this End Bad Governance protest achieve? Sure.
You have to look at it from what it was set up to achieve, is to present a set of demands to those who are currently in government, and to make sure that all Nigerians are aware of it, and to make sure they attend to them. And this may not have happened exactly as it is planned, and it's the reason why we'll talk about the next set of plans going forward. But it did stood those in power up for 10 days. The president of Nigeria did nothing else but attending to those lists of, speaking to the issues of the protests. The security agencies did nothing else. And our people were made aware of the reason why bad governance had to end. It also awoke the very strong spirit in Nigerians to unite and fight a common enemy. For the first time, and I'm proud to say this, that I have not experienced a protest in which the North and South agrees on the same thing, where religion could not play a role in stopping people, where ethnicity did not play much of a role in the narrative, and where those in power were shocked to the point that they could not control the rage of the people. You remember when we were talking about this protest before it started, like I said earlier, you never thought remotely that it could go as far as it went, that there would be a seismic event that would shake Nigeria the way it shook Nigeria. And now you're getting even more people interested in this. I saw a group of elders travel to Aso Rock to say now it's time to talk about a new constitution. The labor movement came back to start talking about new set of conditions for minimum wage. The government on its part, I don't want to say this is what is success as we want to measure it, came and started making all kinds of efforts. Grants were made available. It was in the middle of this protest that they released the first batch of loans to students, which we have advised should be grants. And they are speaking to almost every part of the issue. The rhetoric, which initially started it by accusing people, by smearing people, stopped. They realized that they had a problem on their hands. And having said that, until we win, we would not stop. And we have announced already that we are planning fresh set of revolts starting from October 1 till whenever.
All right. We'll talk about that fearless in October that you've been talking about. But has bad governance ended? Because some will argue if bad governance has not ended, then the protest is a failure.
No, that is why the protest will continue until we see the back of bad governance in the country. It's not a failure. You have no idea what a historical proportion this would be, that a number of people, a few people, and by these I must also mention people who, a demography that most people who talks about in planning and executing this protest. Those guys on TikTok who just devoted their entire life just promoting this. We have to give them props. They did fantastic jobs in ensuring that they created awareness. They started reporting about it. They started talking about it, and it spread like wildfire. So, and this is the reason why, traditional promoters of protests were at the forefront of it, because it's very novel how this protest was organized. Very digital, very well organized, but not in the traditional way and conventional way that you see protests. And that's why probably the government thought it won't happen. It's the reason why they went and recruited some old, shoeless people in Lagos to be walking around barefooted, saying they will use Oro to stop it, because they had no idea that this this is something new. So it is going to come back stronger, better, and bigger.
All right.
And yes.
Okay. We'll come back to you in a couple of minutes. Let's take a call or two. 99.3, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
All right. Name, location, and contribution.
My name is Madeline.
Madeline, what's your contribution?
I want to talk about all those politicians. I want to tell you the reason why they go silent. Because the reason why these politicians are going silent is because they are all guilty of what is happening in this country. They have already collected their share. They will go on exile. 4 years' time, again, they will come and collect their share and go on exile again. That's why, personally, I have decided that when I get to university, that I'm going to study politics. Because all these people, they have suffered us enough. And they must pay for everything that they did to
Madeline, how old are you, Madeline? How old are you?
I'm 13.
Okay, you want to study political science in school?
Yes, sir.
I think you...
Then I also want to greet Mr. Sowore. I pray that God will continue to protect you from all these vicious dogs that are out there.
All right,
Thank you.
Sure, that's a 13-year-old Madeline saying she's praying for you on air. I don't know if you heard her. You want to say something to her?
I heard a lot and clear, and even though the last 10 days has been pretty mixed, I think she just put a little smile on our faces, and I wish her the best. This is the right time to start. Right. At 13, to be politically conscious, to understand that you need a country to save and take back. I wish you the best, and hopefully, people like you with this passion, this raging passion for a better country, would have a chance not to be an absentee politician in the future, since you want to study politics, Madeline. And I wish your entire family good morning.
All right, Madeline, all the best in your academic pursuit and your plans for your life. 99.3, good morning. Hello, good morning. Are you there, please?
Yeah, especially good morning.
Good morning.
Now I know you're not in the country. When they say they're waiting for those outside the country to come in, they won't get you. And then we're waiting, like you said, for more things to happen in Nigeria. I remember when Omoyele was there. He doesn't give these people money for their constituent votes. You start a project and he pays. He pays according to the stage of each project. I don't know why that stopped. And the traditional rulers that went to meet and start talking to Nigerians not to come out. What do they mean? Are you seeing the projects being carried out in your domain? Are they going on? Are they starting? Are they finishing? And what this thing they did, it's wrong. And then this attitude of the labor calling off on the indefinite strike and all that doesn't yield anything. This is better. 5 days you give them notice. If we've been doing this since they've been building the refinery, they would have finished it. 5 days of 3 months, we haven't seen any progress.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
You see people that will tell you. Let's do this and then get Nigeria working again.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so very kindly for your time. 99.3, good morning.
Good morning, Kofi.
Welcome. Your name, location, and contribution, please.
Okay, my name is Sunday, calling from VI.
Welcome.
Good morning, Aga Sowore.
Good morning.
I pray that God will continue to keep you, because you are one of the righteous that the Bible is talking about, that when righteous rule, the people rejoice. But when the wicked are in power, the people mourn. So I pray that God should continue to sustain you and your family. Keep fighting. You will never go down. And the Lord will back you up. The crying of the poor people is becoming too much. People are dying. People are suffering. But these people are there as if they don't know what is happening in the country. The Lord will continue to see you through. That's my take. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for your time. Omoyele Sowore, the president has said, in his speech that the government is open to dialogue. The leaders of the protest should come for dialogue. Are you going to come to the country and go to Aso Rock to sit down with Bola Tinubu to talk?
We didn't organize protests to look for dialogue. We organized protests to end bad governance. And we made it very clear that we're not interested in the kind of dialogue they do. You know, when they say come for dialogue, you know what they did, how they turned the labor movement into, a group of persons who go through their revolving door inside Aso Rock. Before you know it, if you engage in those kind of dialogue, you'll be doing bosa for your oppressors without.
I see what you did there.
When I do come back to the country, which I will, will be to continue the struggle on a more physical basis. But I'm not going into any dialogue with anybody, because the issues that need to be resolved don't require any physical meeting per se. The dialogue that is needed is for the leaders to drop their corruption, to really get to work for the people. And when they don't, like I usually say here, if you can't get it right, you ship out.
Okay, you're coming back to the country. The head of the Nigerian Immigration Service has said there's some the sponsors of the protests who live in the diaspora have been placed on an immigration watch list. You know what that means? You might be picked up when you come to. Is that your understanding of what she said?
I'll be happy to get picked up. It's not the first time they'll pick me up, and this is not a joke. But governance is a joke in Nigeria. That's why the immigration person was put in front of the cameras to be saying foolish things. And where in Nigeria's even their own laws? Where is it written that if you're opposed to the government, if you're opposed to the government and you engage in what is your right to protest against bad governance, that your name will be placed at the airport on a watch list? What is the meaning of watch list? Does he even know when did she get into the immigration department? The immigration department's job is to look into how people is to protect the borders of Nigeria, and it doesn't include fictional protesters. It doesn't include fictional protesters at all, and that's why I said this is the reason why I can't wait for us to take back our country, so that everything is not a joke to these people. Those kind of people have no place in any serious country. You can't hear from any, I've lived in the US for a while now. You can't hear from the US immigration department speaking about, they'll talk about border security. You get my point. But They won't be telling you that they are waiting for rioters or people who support rioters. When I say rioters, I'm not referring to people who protested as rioters, but that's what she meant.
Okay.
You're going to treat people who engage in protests as if they're terrorists. But even at that, you have to go to court to prove that the person is a terrorist before you can put them on a watch list.
All right.
You don't just have a right to sit on, in front of a computer in your office and they just ask you to go and read some foolish.
Okay, let's leave it at that. maybe your choice of words is a bit too hard on the lady.
No, but it's no. There's nothing.
But I apologize for that. I apologize for that.
No, you don't have to apologize for it. It's not harsh.
Let's move on.
We have a country to take back, and whatever language we need to use to send a message, strong messages.
We have to keep it clean on radio. But you're calling for Fearless in October. Hashtag Fearless in October. What exactly is Fearless in October?
Is escalation of this revolt. If between now and October 1st, they don't address the issues that are stated in our 50-point demands, we are going to organize the country and the diaspora to get back to put our boots on the ground again on a more serious scale.
Well, people have been killed in this current protest, or the just concluded protest.
Just use the right word. Use the right word. The police and the security forces killed protesters.
All right.
Not people have been killed.
We have also, apart from that, about 1,135 people already incarcerated in jail and being put on trial as we speak. Do you think Nigerians are ready to go through that again?
When they kill people the first day, did they stop? Kill the second day, did they stop? They kill people after Tinubu gave a speech, did they stop? No. It shows to you that Nigerians have reached a point of no return.
Yeah, but on Saturday, people didn't come out for 1 million march.
That's not correct. People came out. In fact, we had some of the largest outing in Yobe on Saturday. People came out in Lagos, people came out in Abuja, people came out in several cities.
But in Lagos, the report was that just a handful of people in Ojota and they didn't even gather.
No, it's not true. The Lagos venue was Alausa, and maybe your crew didn't get there. When we talk about protests, I don't know why the media is always interested in doing censors instead of coverage. So, it's protest. Yes.
There you go again. Yeah. We have a caller on the line. 99.3, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome. What's your name? Where are you listening to us from?
My name is Kingsley, calling you from Jakonde.
All right, Kingsley, please go.
So, sir, I like the person you bring in this Monday morning. I say God will bless that man. If this man can get this power to encounter what you guys are doing in media, I believe we'll get it right. Without that, all the system will collapse one day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it calling in. 99.3, good morning. All right, we have a problem with your line. Are you there? All right, sorry about that call back. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, name, location, and contribution.
My name is Kwame, your Ghanaian brother.
Okay, go on. Listening to you, please.
Good morning, guys. Please, can we shift the protest to 4th of October? I think that will be the best. Thank you.
All right, he wants you to start the protest on the 1st of October.
We already said that. It will start on the 1st of October. We just don't know when it will end. I mean, yes.
Oh, I see. 99.3, good morning. All right, seems like Bia Palo. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
What's your name? Where are you listening to us from? 99.3.
Good morning.
All right, very quickly, please, your contribution.
Yeah, my name is Christopher. I'm calling from VI.
All right, welcome. Christopher, please go.
Yeah, I'm very, very grateful to your guest there for what he's saying. And I believe we have, I don't know, we have this kind of people in this country. God will bless him. All I want to say to Nigeria is that our division is killing us. Because when you want to protest, you hear other people's opinions that go to your state and protest. Go to your state and protest. That's what is killing us. And to my other people, like our security men, we all are in for it. If they are following their police, all their children will not become military or become police. They will still come on the street and all of us will follow. So they should think better.
Thank you.
This Nigeria is for all of us. It's not for even the what do they call it? The civilians.
Thank you very much. We have to go. Omoyele Sowore, we have to leave it at that. I want to thank you for your time. We'll keep the conversation on as regards your plans for October to try and find out what exactly it is you plan to achieve. But thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much for bringing me. Good morning.
All right, and that's the size of
Nigeria, they use computer. The leaders of Nigeria, they use radio where they turn the knob.